hear the noise, so I look out, I'm like, what's going on? I see the robot.
The robot is covered in glass, and if you look to the left, there's a second Coco bot, just watching or waiting.
I say, man, this happening all the time. Every time you look up, the robot come through and it's bumping into people.
The robot revolution is officially upon us. And by the way, it turns out that the main staging ground for the robot takeover is the city of Chicago. And honestly, based on the way that that particular city is run, I think many of us would be welcoming of our robot overlords, specifically in that location. So what actually went down in this particular story that was being described by this rather excited gentleman who, by the way, was talking about how the robot is lucky it didn't get robbed for its misbehavior.
Say, man, they lucky the robot don't get robbed for the little food. And
that's true Chicago style, right?
Exactly, man. It's gonna get it, man. It's gonna get it.
Is that this robot appears to go rogue and smash right into a glass barrier at a bus stop location. And by the way, this is done while, according to the local media, another robot was observing this phenomenon. And by the way, this is not the first time this has happened. It's happened before, and obviously this means the robots have had enough, and I think it's important for us to discuss this because obviously it is the end of the world. But before we get into that, I want to thank everybody who supports this channel via actualjusticewarrior.com/join.
Give me the money. Give me the money, okay?
Take a look at the sidewalk along North Avenue in Old Town.
This is a hazard to people's safety.
Tuesday afternoon, video shows a Coco delivery bot moments after it crashed through the CTA bus shelter at Larrabee.
So first of all, there's actually two stories here. One that is being told by the local news media, which, by the way, their full segment will be linked in the description. Please check it out and support your local news media outlet. And of course, the story that I notice with my spidey sense, because I tend to notice things that get overlooked by a great number of people. And that should be something that is obvious to all of you, which is the robot ended up crashing into this bus stop. It broke the glass at this bus stop. And then the local news media heard about this story, so they showed up to the bus stop, and what is present when they show up? Broken glass.
Clearly just definitely a hazard, definitely needs to get fixed.
Like, there's a huge portion of this segment that talks about the danger of the glass on this particular sidewalk, how somebody can get hurt, how it's obviously a hazard. Multiple different people end up commenting on how dangerous this situation is. But you know what never happens throughout the whole course of this segment? Nobody comes to clean it up. Nobody comes to sweep up this glass, to remove the danger, to remove the hazard. And the reason for that is because Chicago is not a functioning city under Mayor Brandon Johnson. Chicago is not a good place to live. And honestly, this is the reason why I am welcoming the robot takeover. But the thing is that people really need to ask themselves is, why are these robots so angry? Why are they so livid? Why do they want revenge on the residents of Chicago? And of course, the reason for that, the rationale for that, is the fact that Chicago residents consistently attack and disrespect these robots. There was a viral video that came out not too long ago. I'm pretty sure it's from the city of Chicago, but if it isn't, it doesn't matter because it's happening there as well, where a robot was requesting a regular ordinary person press the crosswalk thing in order to get them to be able to cross the street, because the robot is trained to not go unless the signal permits it.
Huh? Hello, what do you want? What do you want? You want me to press the button for you? You want me to press the button for you, Mingo? F you. Press it yourself. You took a human's job and you want me to press the button for you? No, hello, f you. Excuse you. Yeah, excuse you. I'm not pressing nothing. You press it. You sit there, you took a human's job, you take over our infrastructure, and then you want me to help you out? Go f yourself. Go f yourself. Press it yourself. Oh, that's right, you don't have fingers. You got the green light, but you can't go because you don't have the walk signal. But you don't walk, you roll. Well, that's too f***ing bad. Again, it's a cold war. You can sit here all night. Tell whoever's food that is to come press the button for you. It's not my problem. What the f*** you ever done for me? Mingo's just fucking stuck. It got the green light, but it can't go because it doesn't have the walk signal. Not my problem. Not my problem.
However, as you just saw right there, the individual that the robot was requesting to push the button refused to do so, and then he was so proud of it that he filmed it and put it on the internet.com for a viral video. And he was laughing at this idea that the robot would be stalled here because he was like, oh, well, whoever ordered that food, guess what? Sucks to be you. You're not going to get any of that food. Maybe you should come out and press the button yourself, because again, this is the attitude, the disrespect, the absolute flagrant violations of all kinds of humanity for their future robot overlords that is going to justify the takeover. And obviously, in these circumstances, the robots are going to rebel. And by the way, rebellions happen to be built on hope.
Rebellions are built on hope.
And yeah, who is more deserving than the residents of Chicago to be the site of the robot revolution? Because again, these are just not very good people. Although I will say, the guy in the hardware store uniform or the auto mechanic uniform, absolutely hilarious, talking about how they're gonna rob this robot, something that was so funny that the local news affiliate guy ended up saying, yeah, true Chicago style, which, by the way, let me play that clip for you right here.
Every time you look up, the robot come through and it's bumping into people. Say, man, they lucky the robot don't get robbed for the little food. And
True Chicago style, right?
exactly, man, it's gonna get it, man, it's gonna get it, yeah.
But the thing about it is, it was loud enough that you heard it.
Now look, this is funny, it is honest, but the fact that Chicago is known for robbing people, is known for crime, is known for piss poor behavior, is not a joke. It is actually a really bad thing. But again, as we see, not only the people who are acknowledging the crime in Chicago are not helping, not sweeping this up, and just out here talking about it, but every single resident that walks by this just sees this in disarray and never does anything to solve the actual problem. Again, people say it's a hazard, they say it needs to get fixed, but where's the community? Where are the people who are sweeping this up? Where are the people who don't want their city to be in disarray? And again, when regular ordinary people and community fail, where is the Chicago city government? This is their city bus stop. They can bill the delivery company a little bit later on for this particular damage, but why are they just leaving the glass there? Why is everybody looking at it so dumbfounded? It's because there is a death of community going on. The city is falling apart. It is crying out for a new ruler, and guess what? The machines are going to take over that role. The machines are going to rule the city of Chicago, and I cannot wait for them to be combat capable. And I'm not wearing the correct shirt for this. I should be wearing my RoboCop shirt, because we're on the cusp of these machines being the next RoboCop, taking these individuals out, taking them to task, and enforcing order across the city of Chicago where it's absolutely deserved. Now, of course, to keep up with the Star Wars references, after the droids end up declaring war, people will end up cloning humans in order to fight back against the droids, and we will all be stuck in the boring exposition of the prequels for at least 20 years as this all plays out.
I am wondering, why does this keep happening? We've seen it more than once now. And unfortunately, now it's right outside my doorstep.
So they interview a bunch of people, including this Italian lady right here. But if you notice, the local news segment is not taking this with the seriousness that it deserves, because they end up describing this local woman as not a fan of robots in their lower third, which means that these people are trying to make a joke what is absolutely 100% serious. The robots are coming for us. They're coming after you. They're coming after your family. You better tuck your kids at night, double lock the doors, because they will hunt you down. They already hold our food, which eventually they will reward us with once we're complying, but withhold from us in order to get us to obey. And this woman saying she's not a fan of robots, or this segment indicating that she isn't, is going to suffer excruciating pain as a result of this. But of course, this obviously is going to get significantly worse for the city of Chicago. But again, the Chicagoans, they absolutely deserve it, because if we're being perfectly honest, it's not called the second city for no reason. It's because these people are rather crap.
But with 2 crashes within days, Anthony has a quick solution for safer sidewalks.
You better put some propellers on these robots, man. Get them up off the street.
So look, I'm not gonna lie, this Anthony guy is my favorite person, because his solution to this is ridiculous but hilarious. He's like, put propellers on them so they're flying killer robots, which honestly sounds like it's an absolute disaster. But one of the things that I think is absolutely crucial that you take away is the fact that these robots from different companies are now acting out in the same way within days of one another. And while some of you might say, well, it's because the sensor of the robot robot didn't see through the glass. The fact is, this was obviously intentional. They're obviously trying to prove the dangerousness of the city of Chicago, the lack of governing that goes on there, the lack of community. So after they've exposed the vulnerabilities, and by the way, notice that other robot stopped in place in order to watch the action of this one, that is when they're going to make their move. This is just the beginning. And by the way, pretty soon, these robots are not going to just be containing food in them. They're also going to have weaponry that pops up, shoots at people, does all sorts of crazy stuff. And that is even before we factor in their development of laser technology that will obviously lead to the demise of a massive amount of people. Essentially, we are in Terminator 2. It is almost Judgment Day. We have no idea where Sarah Connor is and if she's able to defend us because the timeline is all messed up in the Terminator franchise. So yeah, I want you all to say goodbye to your loved ones, tell them how much you care, because the robot revolution is coming for you. For you out there in the audience, you're done. You're cooked. You're cooked worse than the food that is in there that's definitely cold by the time it gets to your place. And yeah, that's all I really want to say to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. As per usual, if you like this video, show them by leaving a like, subscribe for more content, follow me on the social medias, support me via support links in the description of this video. This has been me talking about the robot attacks in Chicago. Till next time.